This is London, the starting point of my transatlantic journey to New York. Join me as I uncover the ground and in-flight perks of British Airways Business Class. The best part? I snagged this luxury for a fraction of the hefty £8,000 price tag. I'll tell you how at the end. You join me here at London Heathrow Terminal 5, where business class has recently relocated to the A zone at the north end of the terminal. There's plenty of check-in desks and staff as you'd expect at the home of British Airways. Your business class ticket will get you access to the fast-track security lane, which will lead you here to the departures hall. Your ticket gets you access to 3 different lounges here. You've got the usually busy north and south lounges here in the main A building, and then there's a recently refurbished T5B lounge in the B building, which is usually much quieter. As the vast majority of long-haul flights depart from B or C gates, I'd recommend you head over to the T5B lounge. Worst case, you can always head back to the A gates if in the unlikely event you're departing from there. Today I've arrived connecting in from Jersey with a 90-minute connection, which was not enough time for comfort. Stand availability and slow security through connections meant I had to head straight to the gate, but I did get a chance to visit the T5B lounge a few days later. First time visiting this lounge since being refurbished, and I am impressed. While the layout is more or less the same, everything is brand new and modern, and it's got everything you'd expect from a business class lounge. A good selection of food from the buffet, including this cooking station where you can help yourself to all sorts of snacks and food. There's plenty of drinks to help yourself to: coffees, soft drinks, beers, wines, prosecco and spirits. The champagne though seems to have gone and been replaced by this Whispering Angel Côte de Provence sparkling rosé bar. But it turns out all you have to do is just ask a member of staff for champagne if that's what you prefer. The floors have been replaced and there's that new furniture smell around the place. A fair few people in the lounge today, but there's still plenty of seats, some with power outlets and wireless phone chargers. Plenty of natural light around the place and reasonably good views of the planes. Whilst I'm here, I'm curious to see if the showers were included in the refurb. The answer is no. Unfortunately, still the older, easy to maintain basic showers, which in fairness were clean and fully functional. I suppose it gets the job done. Overall, I'd say this lounge is probably better than the first lounge for gold card holders here at T5. The food offering is pretty much the same, and the only noticeable difference I can tell is the champagne is self-service and the views are better over there. Other than that, this T5B lounge is a great way to start the journey. I'm quite excited for this. I've not travelled in business class for nearly 18 months. We're going to be on this Boeing 777-300 with the new club suites. That's the modern one with your own private door, and all the seats have aisle access. So let's get on board and see what it's like. I'm warmly welcomed on board and I head to my seat today, which is 16 Alpha. First impressions are fantastic. All the seats are arranged in this herringbone formation, all more or less forwards facing and all with aisle access. I find the bedding and pillow at my seat. Whilst I settle in and the novelty of my seat is still sinking in, I'm offered a menu for the flight and a pre-departure drink of champagne. Taking a look around the seat, it's really comfortable. There's plenty of room and it's private. When everyone's seated, you can't see anyone and no one can see you. The seat is made up of this black navy upholstery fabric. The seat controls are in this touchscreen with 3 presets beside it. There's plenty of legroom in the footwell. We've got a built-in 17-inch high-resolution in-flight entertainment screen. Your tray table pulls out towards you and can be pushed back to a middle position, allowing you to get out of your seat. By the windows, you've got 3 storage compartments. These 2 smaller compartments, and in the larger of the 2, there's a universal power socket, USB sockets, and the in-flight entertainment remote. There's more storage in this cupboard back here with a mirror on the inside, and then you've got storage space on the floor. There's a reading light behind the seat in addition to the regular seat lights above, an adjustable armrest especially useful when getting in and out of the seat. There's a coat hook, and then of course there's your own door for additional privacy, which makes this a suite. Right now it's locked in place for takeoff, but that will unlock once we're in the sky. And of course, don't forget you've got a whole storage bin above your head all to yourself. Overall, a fantastic place to spend the next 7 hours. Here we are, lining up on runway 09R. This is flight BA 175 London Heathrow to New York JFK on this 12-year-old 777-300. There's a 7-hour journey ahead of us. We're departing more or less on time at 10 AM and due to land into New York at 12:30 PM. Soon after takeoff, the cabin crew spring into action, starting off with the drink service, where the choices include champagne, wines, cocktails, mocktails, spirits and beers. I'm going to try the gin zing and the cranberry blush, both of which are prepared in the galley area and served straight to my seat. Not long later, the dinner service gets underway. As for the starter, I'm going for this lock-fine smoked salmon, which was absolutely spot on. I could have easily had another. Roasted British chicken supreme for dinner, which was okay. Whilst the potatoes, veg and gravy were good, the chicken was quite dry and probably a bit overcooked. Then a delicious banana chocolate mousse for dessert. If you're enjoying the video, may I get a like and a subscribe please? It's early days on the channel, but I will add a few more flight review videos. Thanks very much. Once the dinner service is completed, I find the crew tend to have less of a visible presence in the cabin, allowing everyone to enjoy some peace and quiet. But they're never far away. If you need them or fancy a refill of your drink, you can always press the call button or head over to the galley and just ask. The amenity kits are all waiting for you at your seat when you board, and inside these black leather cases they pack in quite a few goodies from the White Company. Socks, eye mask, toothbrush and toothpaste, lip balm, moisturiser, earplugs and the famous British Airways Club World pen. Just a cheap black plastic ballpoint pen, but useful for when you have the urge to tell any of your friends and colleagues that you've travelled British Airways Business Class without telling them you've travelled British Airways Business Class. As for the toilets, pretty standard. This one much the same size as in economy. They're kept clean and tidy throughout the flights with some White Company goodies as well. Let's check out the in-flight entertainment. There's a large, crisp 17-inch built-in screen, which is great because you can still use this during takeoff and landing. The touchscreen is moderately responsive and there's a selection of films, TV shows, documentaries, games, including of course the interactive map. You get solid feeling noise cancelling headphones and the sound quality is perfectly acceptable. And then lastly, you have a remote in your window storage compartment. This one is a touch screen and it saves you having to lean forward to reach the large screen. And you can have the map on this screen whilst watching something else on the big screen. Each suite has this sliding door that almost closes entirely apart from the 1 centimetre gap. And because it's not mega tall, it does mean that anyone walking past can see in, where you can make that awkward eye contact with a fellow passenger, but it is a great addition to the hard products for extra privacy. Seat controls are another touchscreen and are in easy reach of your seat. You've got 3 preset positions and then you can manually alter the backrest and the footrest. But the best part about travelling in long-haul business class is turning your seat into the lie flat position. In the words of the famous philosopher Bruno Mars, I just want to lay in my bed. Who doesn't love just chilling, having a lay down, watching some TV just cause you can? Or probably more practically in this case, getting some sleep to minimise any jet lag. Bedding is provided in this pre-prepared bag which contains a duvet, blanket and mattress topper. And then there's this large soft cushy pillow also provided in each seat. All again provided by the White Company. Now you should never complain if you get to lay flat on a flight, but the foot cupboard situation is just about roomy enough to get some sleep. Just. That's if you don't mind laying down like a flagpole. If you prefer to lay on your side, the walls of the foot cupboard do get in the way. But this really is a first world problem, and all in all, of course, I'm super grateful to be able to have this private suite laying down on an aeroplane. With that said, it's time to play some Crossy Road and get some rest. About 90 minutes before landing, we're served this very traditional British afternoon tea. Sandwiches and a raspberry macaron, but the scone with clotted cream and jam was the icing on the cake. Delicious, served alongside a good cup of tea. This is one of my favourite things about British Airways, is no matter what class you travel, you get a proper British cup of tea, correctly brewed and made.
Have a great 20 minutes delay, please. That's 20 minutes delay.
And with that, 7 hours after leaving London, the cabin gets prepared for landing and we make it into a very pleasant, sunny and mild New York, touching down onto runway 22L at JFK Airport. Final thoughts are this has been a thoroughly enjoyable flight. The new Club Suite seats are very good and a big step up from the old business class seats, making them a much more competitive product. The standard of hospitality service was very high, from the catering to the crew being most notably hard-working and very courteous, attentive and friendly, which is consistent with all the BA experiences I've flown. So how much did I pay for this luxury? Well, definitely not the £8,000 you'd have to fork out for a one-way ticket 24 hours before. This was just one leg of a multi-city itinerary I was taking, booked via a British Airways holiday package. When you deduct the hotel stays and factor in the Avios earned, this ended up working out as just shy of £350. And because of the double tier points promotion, it earned me 280 tier points, or £1.25 per tier point, which I think is excellent value. I hope you enjoyed that and found it useful. If you've flown BA Club Suites before, do let me know, and if you have any feedback, please comment. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.